What up, y'all? What up, what up? It's that With It Wednesday shizzo, man. It's your boy N Dog, man, and I'm live in the building, man, doing my thing. So let's get straight on into it. Today's topic, man, y'all already know what it is. It's if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. And what we gonna talk about tonight as a collective group, man, I'm telling y'all, man, I hope y'all tap in and hear what I have to say and the information that I am about to give. Man, I had to go to some resources to get all of this stuff, so trust and believe. I'm about to open your eyes up if you don't know, and if you do know, man, I wish somebody would have told me about this. Anyway, man, we are gonna go ahead and get to it. I got a playlist for tonight, some good music to play, so we got something to listen to, man. I'm gonna get myself together, get my elements ready and together so we can get in line. We get it in, man. All right, man. So the topic tonight, like I said, is if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And what I did, man, I was researching a few things, and one of the things that came up doing my research was Willie Lynch. And so I Googled it because it just dawned on me. I've heard of it. I've actually read the entire letter and all of that. But I never knew where it came from, who discovered it. Something in my mind was like, who discovered it? Who found this letter? Where did this letter come from? It's something that's very important in our community, especially in the Black community, but the community as a whole, for sure. But this is something that's imperative in our community. This is something that you hear getting thrown around on a regular basis. They have a thing called the Willie Lynch syndrome, which means that people were so affected by it that they now live with an ailment mentally and emotionally. So I wanted to know who found this letter and how did you find it? Like, I wanted to get just a little bit more info on it because I figured if I found out who found it, and then I figured out, I would be able to find out what more that they knew about the subject and what more they knew about, the whole thing. And what I found, I don't know. It kind of bothered me a little bit. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. It bothered me a little bit. All right, so I'm going to play the first video, and then we're going to talk after I play this video.
Welcome to You're going to learn today. On
Welcome
today's
to another
episode
of Why the Willie Lynch Letter, The Making of a Slave,
The Making of a Slave is a complete fake.
Anybody know who Willie Lynch was? Anybody? Raise your hand.
No one. He was a vicious slave owner in the West Indies.
The slave masters in the colony of Virginia were having trouble controlling their slaves, so they sent for Mr. Lynch to teach them his methods.
The word lynching came from his last name.
The first problem we have is that the letter was not discovered, but rather that it simply appeared on the internet. There's no physical letter, there's no oral history, even there's no one who can corroborate that they stood on the banks of the James River and heard Willie Lynch give this speech. The letter simply appeared out of nowhere. Lynch makes reference to the letter reaching him on his modest plantation in the West Indies. The problem with this is there was no plantation in the West Indies, which was modest. Most plantation owners didn't even spend time at their plantations in the West Indies. Rather, they left their plantations in charge of an overseer who ran the day-to-day business. It's highly unlikely that Mr. Lynch would have been present at a plantation in the West Indies, and furthermore that his plantation would have been anything but modest. The next problem we encounter with this letter is Mr. Lynch makes constant reference to slaves. This is highly unlikely, considering that people in bondage
were often referred to as Negroes, not slaves.
In the first paragraph, he promises that, quote, ancient Rome would envy us if my program is implemented, but the word program did not enter the English language with this connotation until 1837. At the time of this speech, it was used only as a reference to written notice for theater events. 2 paragraphs later, he says that he will give an outline of his action for slave owners. The word outline had appeared only 50 years earlier, and at that time it was only used as an artistic term meaning sketch. It did not convey its present meaning until 1759. Even more damning is his use of the terms indoctrination and self-refueling. In the next sentence, the first word didn't carry its current connotation until 1832. The second didn't even enter the language until 1811, a century after the reported date of Lynch's speech. More obviously, Lynch uses the word black with an uppercase B to describe African Americans more than 2 centuries before the word came to be applied as a common ethnic identifier. Lynch is credited
with the term lynching would be odd since the speech promises to provide slaveholders with nonviolent techniques that will save the expense of killing valuable property.
The term lynching comes from the Lynch law,
comes from the Lynch law, which derived that violence directed at British loyalists just after the American Revolution.
Now you know.
Now you know.
Crazy, right? Crazy, right? Crazy, right? Like, mad crazy, right? So, I mean, that was crazy. Y'all. Sorry about that. I started the video too early. Anyway, that's crazy, right? That video I'm gonna play. I didn't mean for that to start. I was just trying to load it up. But anyway, like y'all heard what they said, and he's saying that it's not that letter, the Willie Lynch letter. That speech was never given. Like it's fake. Like they cannot find where this letter came from nowhere. And I was like, hold up, like I always got to defend my people. So my first thing was, oh no, we finna figure this out because that can't be true. I dug, man. I dug and dug and dug and dug and dug, and nothing. I mean, nothing as far as the origination of who actually found this letter and who actually, proposed it to the masses. I couldn't find nothing. The first person, according to Google, the first person to ever even use the letter to reference it was a lady by the name of Ann Taylor. She was the head librarian at the University of Missouri, St. Louis. And so I ended up looking her up to see who she was, and there's not very much information other than that she was the head librarian at the University of Missouri, St. Louis. I tried to find more on where that letter came from, so that I could have more of a foundation to stand on defending my people. And the reason I wanted to defend it is what I'm about to read to you right now. All right, so when I looked it up, first time I looked it up, I didn't know that there was 2 different ways I could look it up. So there was a different way on one side of my phone, and then Google's on the other side. Well, I actually had it on the other side. And so when I first looked up Willie Lynch, the Willie Lynch syndrome, the first thing that popped up was this, and I want y'all to listen to what I'm saying. All right. So the first thing that popped up was Willie Lynch syndrome myth. And this is what it had to say. It said the term Willie Lynch syndrome refers to a concept that describes the lasting psychological effects of slavery on African Americans. It is based on a purported letter written by Willie Lynch, a slave owner from Virginia in the 1700s. The letter details methods for controlling slaves through division and manipulation. However, there is no historical evidence that Willie Lynch was a real person or that such a letter ever existed. Scholars widely consider the document a hoax. The concept of Willie Lynch syndrome has been around since the 1990s, but it gained popularity after appearing in a 1992 book by the minister and activist Minister Louis Farrakhan. While the concept is likely based on a fictional text, it does reflect the very real psychological trauma inflicted by the institution of slavery on generations of Black people. The legacy of slavery can contribute to social issues within Black communities such as interracial conflict, colorism, and feelings of inferiority. Now, there was I can't find the original one that I found where they completely that it said that Louis Farrakhan brought that letter out. Like it's not saying it now, but it was like it was basically saying it was a fake letter that was given to the masses by Louis Farrakhan. They was like all but like basically saying that it was him that brought the letter out or something. I'm not really sure what they meant by that or how it came for them to like say it like that, but in that context, it's just saying that he referenced it. But in the other context, the one I can't find, I tried to save it in my phone, but it wouldn't save. It was saying that it was a fake letter that was proposed by him and that was referenced by him that he basically gave to the people. I don't know. I know that's probably far from true, but you know, you look up information, you can find just about anything, and a lot of times it be not be true and not be fact. So I'm not even going to go into that. I just put it out there that it said that. But the fact of the matter is that the truth is that I could not find nothing to substantiate the origination of this letter and where it came from. And I don't know if nobody else knows about this or heard of this, or maybe is it true that this letter is fake? I don't know, but I don't know. It seems to me that it's possible that this letter is not real. Like it could be for real. It could be some BS, and I don't know. It's pretty the evidence supporting that it could not be true, and it could just be something that was given to us. It's pretty strong. The evidence supporting the fact that this letter was a hoax. The evidence is actually pretty strong, which is pretty disturbing. Because why would somebody want to put something out there like that? And the reason I say that is because I felt like since I've heard of the Willie Lynch letter, I always felt like it gave us an excuse to say why we hate on each other or why we do hateful shit to each other. It was like a crutch as opposed to something that was actually helpful to me. I felt like it just made us accept being victims. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if anybody really catching what I'm saying. And I don't, like I said, I don't want to get too opinionated on this, but that's my personal thought on the Willie Lynch letter altogether. I felt like it gave us it gave us a way to be more accepting of being victims, like on a subliminal level, on a subconscious level. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's like we think we get knowledge and like we think we being fed knowledge, but we being fed subconscious method of being victims and like being comfortable and almost accepting that hey, that's the way it is. Niggas gonna hate on niggas. You know what I'm saying? Um, I don't particularly agree with it either, and I'm glad I found this because now it just gives you more reason to want to fight against it. But I also wanted to say that before I go, I'm gonna play a song and then we're gonna get into the next video on this. I wanted to say that um, I understand why somebody will put this information out there because it's extremely valuable. Like as you heard in the text that I read, that slavery did have all of those effects on us. That's a fact. We can't call it the Willie Lynch syndrome because that's not true. But let's call it what it is. There's a doctor. I can't remember her name. Hopefully one of these days I'll find this video where she called it post-slavery, the post-traumatic slavery disorder, just like PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, post-traumatic syndrome disorder, whatever that is. Like when you go through something traumatic and like you affected by it, she's saying it's the same thing for slavery, post-traumatic slavery disorder, where the exact thing that I described in the text that I read, like how the effects of it, you know what I'm saying? And it carries on, it goes on from generation to generation. We just pass it on. We pass that pain on. We pass that abuse on down the line, on and on and on and on for future generations. And it makes me tend to go towards that more from what I'm reading now. Willie Lynch syndrome is fake. It's not a true. It's not a real thing. Willie Lynch letter may not be a real thing, and it seems unless somebody comes up and proves all this evidence and refute it and do it like in a manner that's substantial with evidence, we have to conclude that it's not a real thing, but it was something that was given to us so that we could understand the psychological effects of how we were living and what we were going through. I don't totally disagree with bringing it out, and even if it was a hoax, I don't totally disagree with it. But I'm not for us accepting it. I'm not for us accepting being victims. I'm not for us accepting that this is why we hate on each other. So that's an excuse for us to do it, or a crutch for us to lean on when we're fucking up and hating on each other. No, let's check ourselves. Let's hold ourselves accountable and not hate on each other. Let's live the opposite of that. Let's find a way to try and heal and try and work through our bullshit mentally and not project it on other people, no matter what it is. And I say that from a personal standpoint because I do that. I work on that shit all the time. So I work on me all the time so that I'm not projecting my bullshit onto other people. It doesn't always happen that easily. And sometimes people might catch the wrath in the bullshit of my own bullshit. But I do my best to work on not projecting my own bullshit onto other people because that's not okay. And Willie Lynch syndrome does not give me an excuse to do that. Willie Lynch syndrome does not give me an excuse to hate on the next motherfucker. Willie Lynch syndrome or whatever syndrome does not give me an excuse to hate on nobody. So I try to steer from that. And my suggestion is that we all do that and not accept a name that a motherfucker give us, Willie Lynch syndrome. Don't accept this shit as a state of mind or a state of being, because that's not who we are, and that's not, we're not victims. You know what I'm saying? We're more than that. We're more than just victims. We're more than just the motherfuckers whose ancestors were slaves and abused, and people that are continuously abused in this environment that we live in. All right, so I got that out the way, man. We're gonna get to some music real quick because I gotta do them back. I gotta do them all together because it's a lot. So we're gonna do it all together. As far as music, we're gonna do it all together and play it and play it like that, so that we can get the whole segment in. We can talk and chop it up. I'll check the comments while the music is playing so that we can do it like that. That way we got it like that. You feel me? I don't want to be on here too long because people got things to do, work, kids, etc. So tap in with me and vibe with the kid one time for the one time. All right, do me a favor though, if you tapping in, engage, like, share, comment, all that good stuff, so that we can get this podcast, we can develop it and get it growing and get it going. All right, the first song is Zero, Ribbon in the Sky. This is brand new music from Zero.
I feel like black lives don't matter to black lives, cause all I see is black lives and then black lives. I ain't saying the law ain't guilty, they hate our black lives. I'm just saying we hate each other. What is the black pride? Black woman no longer listen to the black man, so we be trying to make her listen through a backhand. Telling police take their handcuffs off of my black hand just to be murdered by another set of black hands. And then they wonder why I'm living where I'm living at. They ain't trying to get me, I don't have to try to get them back. I know they might not like me because my skin is black, but I'm not afraid to let my daughter go play in the back. Black woman, stop depending on the internet, believing everything you read from somebody you never met. And black man, we got some work to do. Tell brother I'm here to talk about it, not to murder you. For so long we have lived this way. We are doing, but I feel gonna say that's for us. No people feel today. Is there a ribbon in the sky for us? R.I.P. Seems like that's all we say. Let me borrow is all we call to say. Where's the love? Has it all gone away? Is there a reason in the sky for us? And Martin Luther King came back, he was gonna leave again. Same shit he saw in the 60s, that's what he see again. Even though we free, we couldn't even show him what freedom is. He probably get robbed in the ghetto, even if they see his hand. Same homie used to sleep on grandmama's couch. That's the same homie tried to break his grandmama house. We get rich, come back to the hood and move big mama out. I'm all about building up, tearing down is not what I'm about. Brothers killing brothers, I'm sick of having to witness that. We need that honey, together, wrap in the bag. You don't like my blue, I don't like his red. That's why we end up dead. Another closed casket because they couldn't reconstruct my head. No wonder why they always laughing at our ass. Instead of passing him a gun, help him pass his cash. I'm gonna raise the kids. We so busy beefing, we don't even play with the kids. For so long, we have lived this way. We are doomed, but I'm still gonna say that's for us. No people feel today. Is there a reason in the sky for us? R.I.P. Seems like that's all we say. Let me borrow is all we call to say. Where's the love? Has it all gone away? Is there a reason in the sky for us?
Fire. Man, that's crazy how great minds think alike. Why did I just do the cover on my last the R&B EP that I just dropped? I literally just did a cover song of Ribbon in the Sky, the original version. That's crazy to me that he just dropped that and I just did the same thing. And Zero is one of my favorite artists too, so that's crazy. Anyway, man, I'm gonna get back to the topic, man. I like that song though. I hope y'all enjoyed that. That was a dope song. Let me get back to the topic. The Willie Lynch letter supposedly is fake. Now, how does this tie into the topic? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Because we can be given so much bullshit, but if we don't have nothing mentally going on for ourselves and have a plan for ourselves and for our families and for our people, we can be tricked into shit. We can be tricked into believing anything. That's why it gets hard for me to subscribe to religions because motherfuckers will try to tell you anything to get you to follow their way. But is this shit really good for me? Is it good for my family? Is it good for my people as a whole, as a unit? You know what I'm saying? And then you start to research these religions and see how they was all for slavery and oppressing people and shit. Excuse me. And then it makes it harder for you to subscribe to these religions. Not that you don't have to subscribe to religion to be a good person, though. You don't have to subscribe to religion to not be a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's where some people get it wrong. You know what I'm saying? Believe in what you believe in, man. I will never turn you away from God, especially not as somebody who subscribes to Islam. I will never turn you away from God, not ever. But I will pull your coattail to some bullshit within the organizations that we affiliate ourselves to. We cannot. I feel like as a unit, I don't think it's good for us. As a single person, as personally, I feel like if we fail to plan, you won't plan to fail. If you're not mentally able to stand on something on your own mentally and like do it without whatever else or whoever else, stuff like this can happen. We can be told something and be believing it for years and not know the truth about it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the really horrible thing about, especially us black folks in this country being the descendants of the slaves, because so much was taken from us, and so much was stripped as far as knowledge and what would you customs and culture. So you have to accept what's given to you now. Like you grow up with the culture of what's around you. Like you grow up and whatever is going on around you is what you accept, and you get in where you fit in. You know what I'm saying? And it could be bad or it could be good, depending on the environment that you live in. And that's why I think this is important because we do this for our future generations, right? It's not about just about us. It's for setting the future generations up to not have to go through the same shit that we went through and the stuff that the people before us went through. You know what I'm saying? It's important to me. I think it's important to us all. Um, so that's why I'm on here, and that's why we're gonna rock with this. So don't fail to plan, because if you fail to plan, you gonna definitely plan to fail. You gonna wake up and you're gonna realize that damn near everything you know is a lie. Your kids are gonna start calling you on the lies that you've been telling them. They're gonna start calling you on the bullshit that you try to get them to believe because you've been lied to too. You know what I'm saying? Um, some of these kids are smarter than you think, and they got access to the internet, which there's so much information on the internet. You got to give them the truth. I know if I was a kid in school right now, going to school in high school with the internet and all the shit, the information that's passed on about our culture and our history and stuff like that, I would have some questions for the teachers. Like, that's not what I heard. Y'all telling me some other shit. These faces in these history books don't look nothing like the ones I believe they supposed to look like. Like, I would probably get kicked out. I'm just being honest. I probably would get kicked out because I would probably in high school I would have had something to say. Maybe junior high, elementary, I whatever. Teach me. I'm just gonna listen and keep going. High school though, that's when my character developed. It kicked in. Like my character was pretty developed by high school, and like I was pretty outspoken. If I didn't like something, I didn't have a problem saying it. So hey, I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't I could just kind of feel a certain type of way about what they have to accept what they being told in school, even though they can research and they see it on all over social media that a lot of the shit is lies like a motherfucker. So where does that leave us though? What is the effect of that? You know what I'm saying? To every action there is a reaction. So what would the reaction to that be? Like our future generation, like how are they gonna respond to this shit? Knowing that they have the truth and that they can see the truth, but yet these motherfuckers is still gonna try to lie to them and tell them some whole other type of shit. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. All right, so if we plan to fail, we fail to plan, man. So let's not do that, man. Let's get into this next video. This is also another video that's debunking the Willie Lynch. It's also debunking the Willie Lynch syndrome as a hoax, the letter as a hoax. Her presentation was decent, so that's why I picked this video as well. I'm not going to stay all the way on this Willie Lynch thing because that's not the entire topic. That's just to give you an idea of what I'm getting at as far as if you fail to plan, how we can be lied to and like support it. Like I wholeheartedly supported that shit. I thought this was a real deal thing until it dawned on me where did it come from. And then I started looking shit up and found out some whole other information. Like it's crazy. All right, so let's get to this next video real quick, and then we'll play another song. The truth and we'll about talk a little bit more.
It's fake.
It's fake.
And who was Willie Lynch?
Hoodwinked.
Supposedly this Jamaican plantation owner who came to Jamestown in 1712 to teach new plantation owners how to break their enslavement. And he supposedly wrote this letter comparing black people to wild horses.
The truth about the Willie Lynch letter.
It's fake.
You've been lied to.
Hoodwinked.
And who was Willie Lynch? He was supposedly this Jamaican plantation owner who came to Jamestown in 1712 to teach new plantation owners how to break their enslaved people. And he supposedly wrote this letter comparing black people to wild horses and talked about how they had to be tamed and broken in order to be subservient. It was called the Willie Lynch letter and the making of a slave, and we even thought that lynching came from his last name, but the whole time the man don't even exist. While that white man this black man in Harvard Orlando Patterson did step up to the plate and confirm that there was indeed a recipe to making a slave. Number one, native alienation, that is taken away from anything familiar, namely land, family, language, and culture. Which is why it was very hard for them to make the native slaves because they had a home court advantage. Number two, violent domination, and that was pretty self-explanatory. And number three, dishonor or dehumanization to make that violence acceptable to society.
Okay, you heard it from her, not me. So she gave it, and she gave a spiel on it, and I'm not saying I totally disagree with it. She basically said what the other guy just said, though, which was that it was a lie, and that there was no other way around it, but to be honest about it and be real, that it was BS. Do I totally? I don't totally disagree with the, like I said, the information that was passed down, because like I said, that part of it is true. The effects of slavery had those effects on us. We hate on each other a lot. We pass down a lot of self hate, and love and hate is a taught behavior. So if for generations our people were hated so much, and then like, there's no other way but sometimes us gonna hate on us. Um, to be honest, I feel like it happened at the beginning of the slavery that happened when our own African people was selling us into slavery to protect themselves and protect their villages. They would help them capture other villages and other people and other, other black people. So I mean, it had already started then, before slavery, but now all these years later, the effects of it is what I'm concerned with, because they say that they give this a name, and it's the Willie Lynch syndrome, is what I'm saying. They give it a name, and it's the Willie Lynch syndrome. Now, this is a lot of people's excuse for why we do what we do as far as black on black crime, us hating on each other, like, just because, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's deep. You really have to read this letter and hear the psychological detriment that is caused by what they was trying to do, like turn the light skin against the dark skin, turn the dark skin against the light skin, turn the men against the women, turn the women against the men, turn the kids against the elders. Like, I feel like that can happen just as long as we are not on the same page. Like, especially, like, you ever notice, like, a lot of families will be feuding like crazy, and they give it a name. It's Willie Lynch syndrome. If you are a descendant of the former, or the slaves that was taken from the shores of Africa, they give that name the Willie Lynch syndrome. But that, according to this research, that is all false. It's not true. So what do we attribute it to? I have to attribute it, if this is not true, I have to attribute it to self hate then. The self hate that we've learned from over the years that has built up on pure us trying to survive. I think about it as if, look at the conditions that we were forced to live in after slavery. Every time there was a black establishment built, as far as like towns and banks and hospitals, every time there was a foundation built for us to stand on, it was destroyed. So it was either you hate on yourselves, or you hate each other, or we're going to kill you and destroy everything that you build. You cannot live in peace, love, and harmony amongst each other. So we were kind of forced in a way to for things to be the way they are. And now what happens is you get enslaved by the government and the prison systems and the judicial systems. Um, I don't know. It seems like a setup to me. If those towns were not allowed to prosper, if the Black Panthers weren't allowed to come in and fix the things that were wrong, as far as the mental shit, to help, fix that, and like keep it to where we weren't living in complete chaos. And they say that this new generation is a generation that has no respect for it. I don't totally agree with it, because I don't really see it, but I have seen it. They say it's a new generation of people that don't respect the elders, and like they have no respect for the elders, and like, it's like a different type of situation. That's like, we was raised up to respect our elders no matter what. It don't matter if they was a crackhead, whatever. If they was older than you had to show a level of respect for them, period. And that's how we was raised. But they're saying that this generation is not moving like that. Like, they don't have to respect the next generation, the future, the past generation, the elders, and there ain't nothing y'all can do about it. You gonna beat their ass, beat their ass. You gonna shoot them, they don't care, but they ain't respecting anything that ain't respectable or respectable in their eyes. I don't know if that's true. Like I said, I have never experienced it. I love my future generations in my young life, man, and they've always shown me love and respect. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just different, but I don't know. That's what I see a lot and people say a lot, but like I said, I haven't experienced it. I have met a couple of people that shown that they'll disrespect the elder, like they don't care, like they'll disrespect somebody's grandma, literally right in church. That's the level of I don't give a fuck that they have, and it's not good. But I mean, there was probably people in my generation that had that same level of I don't give a fuck. But so I can't necessarily say that it's some new shit for the new generation. But I'm not going to get off into that because that's not what I came to talk about. We came to talk about if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, and that was the beginning of it. The Willie Lynch syndrome was my initial uh, part of getting into what we're talking about because we have to recognize the bullshit first. We have to recognize what we're up against, and that's one of the things we're up against: hating on each other and like not having love for each other, and like you don't have respect and love for each other. Being able to turn your heart cold against a motherfucker that has never done nothing to you, has never treated you foul in any type of way. Being able to just victimize people because for whatever reason, like and abusing people and like being abusive towards each other as a unit, as a group. Um, it takes the unity out of it. You know what I'm saying? And we have to attribute it to something, and it's usually attributed to the bullshit and like the setups and like the bullshit that they from the environments that we live in. I'm not making no excuse for nobody, and I'm not accepting no excuse for nobody because you don't have to do it. You don't have to live to where you are hurting people and like affecting people in a negative way. I wanted to use the Willie Lynch thing being a hoax, so that we could understand that we have to do our research. We have to look shit up. This is the reason why I be looking shit up sometimes. This is the reason why I don't mind sticking my head in the book and getting the truth from the proper sources because this is stuff we got to know. Now, in defense of it, like I said, um, I feel like there was valuable information in that letter and in the way that it was given to us for a purpose. And so I'm gonna play a video that gives you an idea of what I mean by
Mr. Holocaust on the Jewish Network.
What you
What
read
you
in the
read
New
in the New
Testament,
Testament,
God is the
God is
head of
the head of
man,
man,
man the head
man
of
the head of
woman,
woman,
woman the head
woman
of
the
the
head of the
child.
child.
That's the
That's the
natural
natural
order.
order.
Willie Lynch
Willie
said,
Lynch
let's
said, let's
reverse it.
reverse it.
Turn the
Turn the
woman
woman
away from
away from
depending on the
depending on the
man
man
and make her
and make her
depend
depend
on us.
on us.
She must
She must
find no
find
black
no
man
black
to
man to
trust, trust
trust
only us.
only us.
You gotta
You gotta
study that
study that
woman.
woman.
And if you
And
can
you
get
can
her
get
like
her
a
like a
horse when you're
horse when you're
breaking it
breaking
to
it
eat
to
out of
eat
your
out of your
hand,
hand.
then she'll
Then
make
she
her
will make her
children
children
and break
and
them
break them
for us.
for us.
So if this letter is not real, the psychosis and the psychological effects from what they was talking about still is real though, right? That we all agreeing that the institution of oppression is alive, and that is a part of it. The stuff that they explained in that letter was to inform us of this shit. So we respecting that fact, but the letter apparently was not real, and I'm gonna leave that at that. So let's not fail to plan. Let's plan to win, and not only plan to win, but let's plan. Let's not fail to plan. Let's go ahead and plan our plan and move according to what we trying to do because life is too short, man. And I want to be clear. Um, I'm not the type of person that I don't hate nobody. Don't care what race you are. This topic and this live is not necessarily the views and opinions of the artist whose music I play as well. I want to make that clear because this is a topic that I felt valuable to everybody, whether you black, white, Jewish, African, Muslim, Christian. I feel like anybody can. I feel like you can use these words that I'm giving you today. I feel like it's valuable to anybody that taps in and listen to it, because the objective is to help push forward, and to push you backwards. You'll get lies. You get lies and you get deceit. And sometimes people's purpose is in the right place though, and I just wanted to point that out, and that's why I played that last video to show the purpose could be in the right place, even though I feel a little hoodwinked because it is looking like it ain't really real, and I stood behind it, um, and and then it made me think that standing behind it might not have been so good, because I'm promoting and accepting that we're victims, and like to accept that position as a victim, it was accept that this is the way we treat each other, and that's just the way it is, type of shit. I don't know, we're not accepting that. All right, so let me play another song, and then we will get back to the topic. I'm gonna play a couple of songs to let a couple of songs play. This is Tech Nine. You know where you can go off the Tech Nine Collabos album.
My bitch, nigga. Expensive is around my trips. Whose art's the hardest? Know that I'm an artist, and I know the rest of that shit. Don't like my choices. Who you think I'm bad? Second voices. I be like, oh well. I'm stupid. I will never yell, but you don't like my music. You can't go to hell. You can't go to hell. You can go to hell. Yeah, I'm stupid. I will never yell, but you don't like my music. You can go to hell. I've been 24 minutes, been in this game 39 years just to be exact. And I've been just to win it. What's a pen? It's a win. And a homie goes down 6 million, right? And I've been all around I go with Calico, Chris used to be this bad. Tell about to see them all, niggas be jar when they think they beat this swag. Just like, hey, really hard on 2 3 days. Real life fake, and you really know what kind of moves he's making. Feel like Jackson, people in the beat just be patient. Wanna move like Jackson, I'ma tell you girls be patient. Just never run like I fake everything for the sake of the green, but you never hear a wrong. People like I can't shake the scene, steady making my dreams, I'm the vision star. Shout to my lyrics to rehearse, be later when I cook with them, feel nothing near the costume. I tell them go to the place the church created in a virtual feel the fear of God. Don't like my choices, who you think I'm better? Second voices, I be like, oh well. I'm stupid, I will never yell, but you don't like my music. You can go to hell. You can go to hell. You can go to hell. Yeah, I'm stupid, I will never yell, but you don't like my music. You can go to hell. Rhyme is a rhyme, he spits a lot of things, not afraid. On the ground he went and got his pay, got a blade. Till they try to hate, if I don't bluff, but he's not afraid. No spray, I'm straight. Come in and you can run away. I ain't really trying to hear the naysayers asking to kick you down. If I do, if he did kick shit, more time, motherfucker, it's gonna be good, child. A lot of people know that I'm a ruler now. Nigga, you never ever gonna do you right. Nigga, no, you say I'm through the cloud, run around the world, need to move the crowd. I just said all that to think of a rap this way, so many of my hits been blown. Some people say I'm this rap today, think you're master break, slam the hits I'm wrong. So go ahead and get your laugh, you may be a castaway, but if your shit been gone. Words really never lacerate, but my rap, you hate, that'll be the sticks and stones. Don't like my choices, who you think I'm better? Second voices, I feel like, oh well. I'm stupid, I will never yell, but you don't like my music. You can go to hell. You can go to hell. You can go to hell. I'm stupid, I will never yell, but you don't like my music. You can go to hell.
All right, Tech Nine. Which you can know where you can go. Off the Tech Nine Collabos. I like that song. I don't know why. I just like that song. I mean, if you know me, you'll probably figure out why I like that song. Hey, That's just me, you know what I'm saying? All right, man. We're gonna play another song and then we'll go back to the topic and talk a little bit more. I'll probably play 2 songs at least and then go back to the topic. Yeah, I think we'll play 2 songs and then we'll go to the topic. All right, this is J Diggs, Keep It P. New music, J Diggs featuring Shareet, Keep It P.
Why can't you keep it? Just keep it real. I got a bunch of bad bitches, ain't none of them fake. And to keep it real with you, are you sure you can keep it real and be real with me? Yeah. Real as it gets. I'm short to the money and fulfilling the bitch. I got a bitch in Kansas City, she say that she love me. And every time she see me, she gon' pay me. And she don't call a lot, cause she know that it bugs me. She get low me, so I told her I'ma bring her a butt. My Napa bitch is screaming, she can't hold her composure. And she jealous of you, bitch, she probably happy. I told her that she gave me 10K, told me bang it in motor. So I broke her and I fucked her in the back of her Rover. I got a bunch of bad bitches, ain't none of them fake. And to keep it real with you, are you sure you can keep it real and be real with me? Okay, real, it's as real as it gets. I'ma show her to the money if you feeling the bitch. I got a bitch with the car, I fly her city for her. Break another 50, I'ma buy her some shit. She ain't with me, she be calling me sad. I do think we gotta pick up a bag. And now you get mad when you find out shit. But I'm still the same nigga that you signed up with. And on the real, I just feel you need to take some time and understand I'm the man and it's just part of my grind. I got a bunch of bad bitches, ain't none of them fake. And to keep it real with you, are you sure you can keep it real and be real with me? Real, it's as real as it gets. I'm showing to the money and feeling the bitch. I remember something, everything on that used to be. That would only feel like it used to be. I'm missing time in the late nights. I didn't want to see me on the late night. Ooh, see your body, I call. You make it a problem. I fuck the ball outside, baby. Clear with me now, know you love it. You don't wanna chill on the ball outside. Why you back when you don't feel with me? Why can't you keep it? Keep it real. I got a bunch of bad bitches, ain't none of them fake. And to keep it real with you, are you sure you can keep it real and be real with me? Yeah. Real, it's as real as it gets. I'm showing to the money and feeling the bitch.
All right, J Diggs, Keep It P, featuring Shareet. Nice right there, man. If you ain't seen that video, you might want to watch that. Live barbershop action. That was nice. All right, next up, Lil Blood, featuring the OG Too Short and Alicia Trees, called Hoochie Daddy. Lil Blood and the Mechanics, featuring Too Short and Alicia Trees. My bad. The song's called Hoochie Daddy.
Choice of the champions. Ain't that Lil Blood finance over here? Yeah, that's the song Hoochie Daddy. I ain't trying to get that because I'm so so I fucked her like a horse, let me treat her like a slut. I was pulling in her front with my finger in her blood. Yeah, Charlie Brown fucked Bessie and Jazz. I had to leave him alone, but she ain't have no cash. When I was fucking up the beat, I ain't use no rubber. After I got it, she would've got her, wipe my dick You this money, right? You don't tell nobody about it. You get all fucked up trying to run up on me. Donkey dick from a real up. She got turned out. It's too real. I ain't buying no cars and I ain't paying no bills. I'm a young bitch. Yo good. And she don't care what y'all say. It's so good. Niggas say something. Make a bitch come. She don't want you no more. You can't get none. Cause I was in that pussy making beat. I got a custom made dick for these freaks, bitch. She said my dude don't fuck me like you. I said that's rude, bitch. That's what we gon' do. Then I fucked her again. A few more times she said, OG, that dick is mine. I said, bitch. You ain't nothing but a Gucci daddy. Big dick, big, big Gucci daddy. You ain't nothing but a Gucci daddy. Big dick, big, big Gucci daddy. You ain't nothing but a Gucci daddy. Big dick, big, big Gucci daddy. You ain't nothing but a Gucci daddy. Big dick, big, big Gucci daddy.
All right. Little Blood Mechanics featuring Too Short and Alicia Trees with Hoochie Daddy. That is classic Too Short explicit denim up. But I was almost skeptical to play that shit because, like, yeah, Too Short, Wild and Monk. Well, that was one, you had to be careful songs. I thought for sure they was gonna cut this live off. Like, I knew it was gonna get canceled. Like, it was gonna cut my shit, set it down. But they let it play through, so we must have did something right. Anyway, man, let's get back to the subject, man. So, cause and effect, man. We get lied to. Like, we go to school, we learn a lot of lies in school. Like, we come and we find out all this other shit is true. And, like, we do our own investigations and we find out the truth. And then what? Now what? What do we do now? Like, you standing and you facing real life, facing reality, and you got to survive out here. So, I mean, I felt like there had to be more to. I felt like there had to be more. Y'all gotta forgive me for a second because this video is going.
About the Willie Lynch murder.
You've been lied to.
You've been lied to. All right, sorry. I knew it was gonna do that. Sorry about that, y'all. But it's one of them things where we got to figure out what we're gonna do, and just being honest and being real about it. Like, there's a lot we have to try to rebuild for ourselves and try to, like, get it together and, like, make it work for ourselves. So we have to focus on what's important to us. Like, our ancestors had, I feel like our ancestors had the right idea. You know what I'm saying? I feel like our ancestors had the right idea. Our ancestors, they had the right idea with the way that they went about trying to build up communities and started hospitals. We had banks and all that different types of stuff. So, like, the question is, like, what happened? Like, why didn't, like, why won't, what happened is what, where you would go to with that. You know what I'm saying? And, like, after this destruction, like, where do we go from there is what we try to figure out. Where do we go from there? Excuse me, I said what happened, but after the destruction, we try to figure out what now, what's left. You know what I'm saying? We have to keep going. So there's got to be a way to. I'm trying to find these videos while I'm doing this, so y'all have to forgive me. I'm kind of stumbling over my words a little bit, but we try to elevate past the lies and the bullshit, and it's not always easy to do because of how much we get lied to and how much, like, you know what I'm saying. All right. So yeah, we literally have to really like try to figure it out and like for ourselves and try to like make it happen for ourselves because that's really the only way. You know what I'm saying? For us to be able to do that and make it work. I found a lot of information that I feel like is valuable to us, and so I want to try and share some of it so that y'all can see it for yourself and use it and go with it from yourselves. Now, I mentioned that they use that Willie Lynch letter being a lie could have been a tool to subconsciously like mess us up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want it to be that. You know what I'm saying? I want it to be where we got something to stand on. You know what I'm saying? Now I lost the damn videos. This is crazy. All right, y'all gotta forgive me, man. I was trying to move them from one spot to the other one, and it didn't do it. So I'm not gonna be able to play a couple of the ones I want to play. Um, but we've been on here for almost an hour, so I'm about to get off of here anyway. So what I'll do is I'll give y'all this last video, and I'll share a couple of other videos in the future. This video is the plan, and so I'll give y'all this one. And this video is you can consider this to be
Third
the
eye is able to help you to determine who you are based on your presence in the universe. Now, a lot of us come on this planet and leave this planet without ever achieving that awareness because we're so consumed with what is going on around us and outside of us, and we're very connected to the strictures and structures of society. The third eye allows you to be able to form an opinion of who you are outside of those strictures and structures of society. So what they say is that when your third eye is open, you know who you are, truly who you are, and you know who you are within the context of this universe, not within the context of society.
Wow, right? Deep. Now that is what I was talking about. Um, there is a way that we can bounce back. Like it's not like we have no way to defend ourselves against a lot of this shit and a lot of this stuff that we are up against. It's a way for us to bounce back and fight back, and I feel like that right there is one of them because like that gave you a good description of how to make it happen and how to bounce back and fight back against that shit. Like no matter what I do to try to get these videos to move these videos over, they just will not. It's not working, y'all. I'm sorry. I wanted to play a couple of different videos to give y'all this, but it won't move over, and I'm gonna have to. It's gonna take me some time to like move them over and get them in place to play them for y'all. But I can use them for a different topic, which is coming up in a few weeks. So I'll do that. I'm gonna let that be the last video that I present to y'all, though, as far as the information wise. Y'all heard what she said though, using the third eye and opening up your own self. I feel like the only way you can really truly do that is by acquiring information and knowledge that's valuable to you as a person. Everything that people have to tell us might not be good for us or work for us. So sometimes I don't prescribe to certain things. I'll listen, but I know that it's not valuable to me, and I know that it is it might not work for me. It might actually do me more harm than good. So you know what I mean. I adjust accordingly personally, and I feel like that's something we all probably do. Um, planning it out though, and actually moving precisely and with precision and planning it out is important, man. And you know, we have that third eye, which is our mind, and our mind is a very, very powerful instrument when it's used right. You see how powerful it can be when it's used against us. You know what I'm saying? When other people's minds are used against us. So I just wanted to share that, man. I had a couple of more videos I really wanted to share because it was full. They were full of knowledge and they were full of truth. Like they was giving it in a real. It was said in a real way to where you couldn't like not adjust to it and not take it in the way it should be taken in. Again, I'm no PhD, so I always want to recommend that you do your own research. But what I found as far as this Willie Lynch situation being fake, it just solidified to me that I'm on the right path by reading and studying and doing things that I do. Sometimes I don't feel like I'm on the right path sharing it all the time because like I don't know. I just get that feeling sometimes it might not be the right thing to do always sharing it because I learned it, but I feel like this was one of those things that should be shared. It definitely should be talked about. I don't see it really being talked about, and I think it's one of those things we should definitely, as a unit, as a structure, as a whole, we should definitely be talking about. If a riot broke out, if the police killed somebody, and here we all come banding together, you know what I'm saying? Let's be proactive though, like acquiring this knowledge and like doing things that help us prevent shit like that. I mean, let's be more proactive than reactive. We don't have to keep being reactive. Let's be more proactive, and this is what I mean by planning your plan and adjusting and moving accordingly. I feel like we got so much shit going against us. A lot of times, myself personally, like I feel the hate all the time. I'm like always get hated on. Motherfuckers always got some negative ass shit to say. Like a negative stance on anything that I do. But I mean, I really be trying to move in a positive way, and I be trying to do it in a way that's, not affecting people in a bad way and not harmful to other people. But some people they want that smoke and they want negative because they thrive off of that shit. And I try to stay away from that. And that's what I mean by not failing the plan. Because if you fail to plan, and motherfuckers like that will constantly and continually hammer you and get over on you and move on you in a way that's not good for you and have you feeling fucked up and have you looking fucked up and have you going through all kinds of BS. So let's remember the topic, y'all. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. I'm gonna play these last couple of songs and then I'm going to get on up out of here, y'all. All right, let me see where we at with the music. Where we at? All right, this song right here is a new song that I found. It's called it's by Big Goon and Frank Leany. It's called Keep That Same Energy.
These bitches driving what you say? What I was doing, a boatload of time. Motherfuckers assume I was doing just fine. Keep that same energy, keep that same energy, keep that same energy, keep that same energy. Yeah, niggas from the street try to play me. Wanna see me lose my life? Nigga, I'm just fine. Keep that same energy, keep that same energy. Want to keep that same energy, keep that same energy. Yeah, bitch, you know this game in the mail. I hollered at my kinfolk, the bitches in the jail. Keep that same energy, keep that same energy, keep that same old energy, keep that same energy. Yeah, in these streets, I'm a motherfucker. Then I was broke until I learned to make them clocks. My whole world shadow when them crackers get my dough in. My bitch took a stand and the judge gave me 10. Hey, and my kinfolk, they turn their backs like I'm a stranger. Lord knows I never put them bitches in danger. So that energy that you had way back then, do me a favor, pretend that I'm still in the pen. Yeah, my chip, and sometimes my pocket be burning. My daddy warned me if I hang around you fake ass niggas. Every chance that you get, you bounce like home, and you wonder why you pussy don't see me no more. I'm a grown man, nigga. I speak the truth, and oh God. with the bullshit if you ask for a loan. Well, good morning, a boatload of time, motherfuckers assume I was doing just fine. Keep that same energy, keep that energy, keep that same energy, keep that same energy. Yeah, niggas from the street trying to play me out. Wanna see me lose my life, nigga, I'm just fine. Keep that same energy, keep that same energy. Want you keep that same energy, keep that same energy. Yeah, bitch, you know this game in the mail. I hollered at my kinfolk, the bitches in the jail. Keep that same energy, keep that same energy, keep that same old energy, keep that same energy. Yeah, items turning to rivals, slender of the lighters. If you a real life shit, either just reaching for title. They are trying to debate me, carrying up for notoriety. Typical nobody's trying to be somebody. Fuckery only get entertained by all the dumb money. Our energy ain't the same if it ain't compounded. Nah, Foster's in a beat on your piece trying to compromise it. I'm gonna elevate the mama, her mentality child. Damn, cut my circle down, nigga, we're acting funny, body died. I see the flaws in niggas born with the energy vibe. Cause all broadcast, my hustle on me, I ain't riding. Nah, playing the 50, keep that pussy shit when I'm trying. A whole load of time, motherfuckers assume I was doing just fine. Keep that same energy, keep that same energy, keep that same energy, keep that same energy. Yeah, niggas from the street try to play me out. Wanna see me lose my life, nigga, I'm just fine. Keep that same energy, keep that same energy. Want you keep that same energy, keep that same energy. Yeah, make sure you know the game in the
All right, that was Big Goon featuring Frank Leany. Keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. All right, let's see. How many songs we got left? Got a few left. All right, let's see. The next song is Sada Baby. This is brand new music by Sada Baby called Burn Ors. This beat was nice, man. I was listening to this the other day. All right, check this out. New music by Sada Baby. Oh. Yeah. 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 I can't hit no bitch without a bunch of dice. Knock her out. Yeah, knock her out. Sports bra of a real strap. I know where your niggas can get chipped. Bitch, I think a Bernstein. Yeah, bitch, I think a Bernstein get you cancer. Then on that smoke, you catch cancer. I can never fall in love with a cancer. All the same about the bills gonna dance. I can never shit for real about a ransom. Bitch, I know you see this money, I'm talking about some handsome. You could think you run the game, but I'm just passive aggressive. Until I pop a perk and get the crash out. Oh, anything around because I'm sad. 21 straps and this bitch get the flash. I know the jazz and still wanna fuck, but I'm fast. Out on the foreign model, bitch, you got ass. These last year, I wasn't no shit, but this ain't last year. Oh, my mama like I'm cash kid. Fucking on that one pretty bitch, you got the fat brains. I can't hit no bitch without a bunch of dice. Knock her out. Yeah, knock her out. Sports bra of a real strap. I know where your niggas can get chipped. Bitch, I think a Bernstein. Yeah, bitch, I think a Bernstein get you cancer. Then on that smoke, you catch cancer. I can never fall in love with a cancer. Shout out. Hold up, I don't give a fuck. I hit him up, I had to spin him up, yeah, let's go pick him up. I get back to banging from the churches, you don't see no witness from me, cause we check her out the kitchen, I was out the chicken, I smile, nigga, I'm big as fuck, and I was out there tripping like I knew too much, I been up feeling like he had that drunk, like he nigga, now I'm rich, bitch, I ain't even get more giants, don't keep out my front, I'm in that little type, I'm trying to chop it, getting really drunk, cause body back with the choices, things like I'm around with us, no, I put on my own bags, and niggas ain't got slap us, no skate down, bitch, y'all got me landing up, now nigga. Watch you tell my I've been with it. Even if I ain't like bitch, spit out about me like this. Get a hang on this bitch. Ain't gonna say that I'm a bitch. Nigga, bitch, you better not bitch. I ain't gonna kick you with no bitch. Nigga, do not with that shit. You right? You know it's gonna flip the watch. It ain't on my fight around my way. I feel like that. Try to put some shit together. Out my life, look like my large. All my niggas fighting in that game. Look like that. I need the most time to work. Cause I know how fast you work. I ain't never had before. I never had for real. I can never have in my life. Cause I know how it's real. My reason I ain't your neighbor who do a magic trio. We look like the Taliban, we look like the Navy Seals. I look like I'm chasing hogs, or I look like chasing
You know how it's just me, and I keep my house mirrors. Bitch, I got a rose, give a fuck about the rose. Big dog like quick joke, and then the guy like Compton. I'm in, I'm the reason why I work this something. Fuck around the door, kind of right behind that color. So I be from the coke, ballet, coke, cola drug. I can't hit no bitch without pushing that. Knock her out. Yeah, knock her out. Sports bra, up a real stress. I don't know where your niggas can get kicked in. Bitch, I think a Bernsey. Yeah, bitch, I think a Bernsey get you cancer. You know what that smoking catch cancer. I can never fall in love with a cancer.
Alright, the next song is by the Young and LB, man. I went back to one of my old playlists and got this song, man. I really like this song, so I went to put this on the playlist. Rest in peace to Young LB, man. It's LB. Hold up. Let me introduce the song right. This is LB featuring KB the Orchid.
I just want the money back. Let me a check. Let me a check. I just want the money back. And I got my respect. I got my respect. And I've been in the street life all night. I've been on the floor. I've been on the floor. I've been in the street life all night. I've been on the floor. 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 Niggas hating on me, so I'm on the floor. Fucking up the niggas. Up the other side. I ain't tripping off of nothing. Damn, I got it. I need the money, I need the respect. But won't die. Niggas ain't rich. Niggas ain't rich. I'm out of that bitch. I'm out of that bitch. Money, I need the cream. I need everything they need. I'm ready, make money. I'm on one. They should never let me lose. But I gotta get. If I see some fat pussy, I gotta hit it. But no, I take the cash. I get the money. I need a strap. I just want the money, babe. Cut me a check. Cut me a check. I just want the money, babe. And I got my respect. I got my respect. And I've been in the street life all night. I've been on the floor. I've been on the floor. I've been in the street life all night. I've been on the floor. I've been on the floor. Yeah, I've been on the floor. Trying to get this low. Don't hit me up with low. Hit it slow. Slow. I know my shit go. You niggas broke. Trying to rob me on the low. But I ain't even going for it. I have to put it aside. Then you know and I'ma blow it. I can do it. When you a fool for a bitch. I'm not supposed to dig. Fuck all of them pussy with. Count money, got my damn thumb turned. Tryna see you in it's purpose. Tryna look for God, I'm going to hell. You don't know how I feel when you're getting no hell. Niggas mad at me, I was keeping it real. You was keeping hoes, I was tryna fight. I just want the money, babe. Cut me a check. Cut me a check. I just want the money, babe. And I got my respect. I got my respect. I got the niggas street life all night. I've been on the floor. I've been on the floor. I've been in the street life all night. I've been on the floor. I've been on the floor.
That was LB. And I wish I could hear a new song by that little though, man. I don't know. I like his music a lot, man. And knowing him as a little kid, like it was nice to see him growing up and being doing his thing, man. That was dope. All right, that was LB featuring KB the Orchid, man. I just want to check. All right, man. We done got to the last cut of the night, man. Last song of the night. I had to go with my boy Cygnus, the Hood Hunky. Cause bro, like when I first started doing this show, man, he tapped in with me and sent me a gang of songs. I didn't even have time to play all of them. So what I randomly do is I just go through and I pick one and I'll play it on the show. I really appreciate him doing that, man. Cause you know when you just getting started out, it's nice when people interact and like engage with you and like you know what I'm saying, they fuck with you. You know what I'm saying. And my true position is to just be supportive to the artist and play their music, and that's just real. I'm an artist myself. And it's nice when people, that when it's cool when people support and play your music, man, and fuck with you. People have their opinions about your style of music or your genre of music or whatever, how you made the song, the mix you had on the song. I get all of that. And like, I try my best to make sure that the stuff that I play is 100. You know what I'm saying? And like, if it ain't, I probably ain't going to play it. But at the same time, as an up and coming artist trying to get things popping, man, I understand y'all. And like I said, man, I appreciate everybody that taps in, comments, sends music, whatever, man. I'm grateful for that shit. Like it ain't a game, man. Like, and I'll do my best to show that gratitude to y'all, man, when the time comes. Again, this is the last song of the night, man. This is Sickness the Hood Honky. And featuring Tyler Leon and Struggle Jennings. This song is called Glass. Again, it's Sickness featuring Tyler Lyon and Struggle Jennings. And this new song is called Glass.
Alright, we're gonna get out. Right here, right? Come on, we already over. This right now. You're lucky to be with no ease and no friends around you. Cause most kids are those things you try to find your own and I found you. At these cool moves and great sights, I found things to save life my own. No, I been talking too long and I see everyone gone, but I can't right my wrongs. Despite the songs I write alone and cry, knowing they'll never come back to visit. Cause death is that inclusive. Reminiscing on reflections of the glass, free translucent, and they wonder why I ain't the same. Claiming I became strange. You and I just changed lanes. Destinations ain't the same. Different lights, different views, different sights, different views. I'm catching flights, you catch blues. Rest aside, regret the views. Broke it off cause I had to. Not personal, but your avenue. Negative, I'm positive. And those two plus characteristics coexist. At least this shit over me. Signing out for the weak heart as I depart from the old. You like to say, you like to say. Man, I told y'all not to go, man. I got a fucking where you at? Oh, my fault. Okay. Where you at? All right. You was counting money, I was counting $5. And now I'm up. You expect me to make a U-turn. I took care of you, then I fell and it was U-turn. The truth burns. How you like that fire though? Loyalty is everything. You preaching to the choir. Why try to meal when it was poison to begin? With that fame sank in, it got hot, they shed hands. Man, fan nightmares, but dreams of true freedom. Too many people around, I realize that I ain't need them. See, I feed them and they still from the plate that I'm eating. I got family to take too, them friends you can keep them. Don't misread me, I'm not bitter, I'm at peace. I'm just saying some things keeping me up, I put to sleep. Hatred's like glass, but how do you hold it
right, man. That was the end of the section.
Y'all don't got arcade.
Excuse my shit. Damn. Didn't want to stop. All right, yeah, that was the end of the music, y'all. That was a whole playlist. Y'all know I don't try to be on here too long, just enough to get our point across and play some music and get people heard. Again, thank you to everybody that watched, tapped in, hit the like button, shared, whatever you did. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. All the artists whose music I played, I appreciate y'all letting me play y'all music, man. I appreciate Facebook letting my live go all the way untouched without stopping it at all for the first time. Like, they ain't mess with my live at all. Normally, I gotta dispute some stuff, and fight this and fight that. Finally, they left me alone. But hey, it is what it is, man. I appreciate, like I said, all the people who like the show, all the people who follow the show. Thank you. I am starting to invest a little bit more money into the show, so you know what I mean. I'm not just doing that for myself. I'm doing that for the people that tap in. I want it to be a platform for people to come to and listen to the podcast, listen to the music, tap in. If you have artists and you want to play music or have your music played, I want you to be able to do that on this platform. I ain't gonna talk too much, man. I'm gonna get up out of here. Too much talking ain't good, but the topic was, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, and we all know what it is, man. So, with that being said, man, I hope y'all have a good night, have a blessed week, and hopefully I will see y'all back here next week about the same time, about 10:15, 10:30, 10 o'clock, in between there, between 10 and 10:30, man. I'll be tapping in, hitting that button, put together a new playlist and go hard, man. All artists tap in and send that music in, real_life.ent@yahoo.com, or direct message it to me on whatever platform you own. I have no problem with coming in and listening to you, watching you live. Playing your music. I want to get some of you guys on here and do some interviews with y'all, man. I really look forward to doing that. I really, really would like to have some of y'all on here and have y'all chiming in on some of these topics, because a lot of people look to our entertainers. Before I leave, a lot of people look to our entertainers as the elite in a sense, because they've done something, that a lot of us can't do, which is make it and become successful. So people who are ambitious at to be successful, people whose ambition is to break those chains of oppression and actually succeed in life and break those generational curses, I would like to talk to some of y'all and tap in with some of y'all on some of the topics that I have. Like especially like our female artists, MCs. Like I would love to talk to y'all about some of these relationship topics I have. Like tonight's topic, it would have been dope if I had an artist in here that could chime in and give their spill on it, because we all value y'all's opinion, man. I don't want that shit to not be heard and said. We look to y'all, you know what I'm saying? We admire the shit that y'all do, man. Don't ever get it twisted. That's why I play a lot of y'all music and I try my best to support, because it's out of admiration for y'all and out of love for y'all, man. Real talk. It's not easy to do what we do as artists, man. Especially, it's not easy to get where some of y'all are as elevated as y'all are in the game. It's not easy to get there. So I got a lot of respect and admiration for that, and I want to be clear on that. So when we get this podcast rolling and we get this ball rolling for real, I really would like to get some of y'all in here and interview some of y'all and just, have some of y'all speak on the topics with me and give y'all spill so that the people can hear what y'all have to say. You know what I'm saying? Because it's imperative that we do what we do for us, man. And that's a part of the plan. I don't know about nobody else, but definitely a part of my plan to be a part of the solution and not never a part of the problem. So with that being said, I'm gonna get out of here, man. Love and peace, man. And y'all have a good night and have a blessed week and be safe out here, man.